Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video I am going to be giving you an update on everything I've heard when it comes to Celsius. So I want to be very clear. I have just been going through Twitter trying to figure out what people are thinking is happening, what could potentially be happening. This could be true, this could be false, this could be somewhere in the middle. So I'm just here to present you guys potential possibilities of what's happening behind the scenes, okay? And that's all we can pretty much do at this point, because none of this has actually come directly from Celsius. Celsius has basically said nothing worth of substance thus far, and just keeps on saying something about when it is appropriate to share information with us. Celsius typically has their AMA on YouTube every Friday. I think there's a possibility that they're going to cancel it tomorrow, okay? There's one of two scenarios. They're either one, going to cancel it, which will be very bad for people's faith in Celsius, okay? I really hope they don't cancel it, but I think there's a possibility. The second most likely situation is that the answer, basically no questions. They're gonna open up the live, people are going to ask a bunch of questions, and they're just going to dance around every single question and not give us any substantial answers, okay? Because I keep on going back to when it is appropriate. The only thing that I could think of that would kind of make sense in this scenario when it comes to this whole appropriate word they keep using, which is clearly driving me nuts because I keep talking about it, is that they feel like this is an attack on Celsius, and they don't want to expose too much information because they don't want the attackers knowing what they're doing behind the scenes to try to save Celsius. Could this be a targeted attack? Absolutely, combined with all the FUD that was on there. But we also know that Celsius probably put themselves in a situation that was not the best when it came to just over leveraging our funds. So let's first go over when it comes to Celsius. They put out this community frequently asked questions thing. Why has Celsius paused withdrawals, swaps, and transfers to stabilize our liquidity and operations while we take steps to protect customers' assets? We believe it is in the best interest of our community and clients for Celsius to pause withdrawals. When can I access my assets? This answer is telling, in my opinion. Our team is working diligently around the clock to meet our obligations. We will continue to update the community and our clients as and when it becomes appropriate. I believe that this is going to be a long, drug out process. I think it's not super likely that Celsius has 100% of our funds, which means if we're only getting partial back, is that going to like go through a legal process? Could that take years? We just have to prepare for all scenarios. Will I continue to earn rewards? Yes, all coins currently in your earn account will continue to earn rewards. I personally think that they should stop with the rewards, okay? If they cannot pay us back our principal balance, maybe they should pause rewards. See, I don't care about rewards. I want my initial funds back. So in my opinion, I think they should turn off the reward system and just focus on letting us withdraw all of our funds, or at least close to all of our funds. And then, like I mentioned in my video yesterday, I tried to see if it was even an option to post existing Ethereum in my account as collateral for a $3,000 USDC loan. You can't transfer between your own Celsius accounts. Therefore, they wanted me to deposit new Ethereum. And I said, absolutely not. I will let that loan collapse. I do not care. So this frequently asked questions page, a whole lot of nothing, in my opinion. We heard from Alex about 21 hours ago. The Celsius Network team is working nonstop. We're focused on your concerns and thankful to have heard from so many. This is like fluff, 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 fluff. To see you come together is a clear sign our community is the strongest in the world. This is a difficult moment. Your patience and support mean the world to us. Really is frustrating is how just days before he made such a point to say, has anyone had issues withdrawing from Celsius? And days later, we saw exactly what happened. Okay, so another thing that I think is important to mention is there is basically some people coming together with a theory that, so there's a huge short position or positions on FTX on the Celsius coin. So let's quickly check here the coin. Okay, so the Celsius coin is currently sitting at 54 cents. When we go ahead and zoom out, we saw that huge spike up here to, what was it, like $2.50, and then it since has come back down and has been trading in this range. Okay, so there is a group of people that have noticed there is a huge short position on Celsius on FTX, and the amount that they are paying to short Celsius is wild. Let me go ahead and head over to my liked post here so I can show you. It's 2,600%. Okay, so right here, to short Celsius, 2,600% is the margin lending, which is wild. So this guy is anticipating, there's a few people that are basically anticipating to buy some Celsius and sell orders for $10, $15, $20. They think that shorts will have to cover, which will then drive the price. They have been talking about this since last night, and honestly, the price hasn't done much. I myself am not running over to FTX to do that. You know, they're trying to do the same situation of what happened with like GameStop and AMC. So there's people that are trying to rally together to get that to happen. I can't say that I'm crazy about the idea. I mean, I haven't gone over to FTX and bought Celsius to hopefully sell for hundreds of % gains. But this is a good perspective. For anyone attempting to organize a short squeeze on Celsius, be very careful, mindful of what you're doing. This is typically an illegal activity in most jurisdictions. Also, you may end up being exit liquidity. Please fight the fight with fighting the fear. So I just wanted to share with you guys what's happening over there. So this is pretty wild. So this person says, I added up the total sell tokens, and it's about 775,000 in total. They bought and sent over to FTX. They need a lot more sell, millions more, and Celsius Network, their enemy, has them. Okay, so this is basically talking about the whole attempt here to gain when shorts have to cover. So here is another component of basically how Celsius was earning money and how they're in potentially the same situation they are now. Okay. So we know that, like, what was it? 73% of Ethereum that Celsius was holding was staked Ethereum. Okay. So there's this company called Lido. Okay. Lido was allowing people to stake Ethereum without the lockup to the 2.0. And Lido was controlling 1/3 of all Ethereum, of the Ethereum network. Okay. So there's a possibility that Celsius was using recursive farming. And so they took your Ethereum, they took our Ethereum that we deposited, and they got ST-ETH, okay? So then they basically used that to conduct the recursive farming. So staked Ethereum can earn yields and be staked as collateral to earn stable coins. So basically they took out loans for stable coins and they used staked Ethereum. And so what they did was they would take out those stable coins and they would then use that as collateral to then take out a loan again and again and again and again, where they could easily have turned like 100,000 into like 200,000. So they were extremely leveraged from that, if that is a possibility. Okay, but here's the problem. There was basically like a depeg to where staked Ethereum and Ethereum were not the same value. So it has ranged between, like, I don't know, 5 and 8% spread. So we know that Celsius had hundreds of millions in staked Ethereum. So there is a wallet that is speculated to be Celsius's wallet for approximately 423 million with staked Ethereum. But the problem is that they can only get 94 cents on the dollar for that staked Ethereum, because it is not trading equivalent to Ethereum. So let's go ahead and head over to CoinMarketCap here and see if they're like what the current. So this was kind of like more data from yesterday. So Ethereum sitting at 1120. Let's see what 1127. So yeah, you could see here, that's a pretty big difference, right? 1127 versus staked Ethereum at 1057. So that is a pretty significant difference there. So not only did Celsius potentially over leverage themselves, now their staked Ethereum is not even worth the same as Ethereum. So that puts them at an even greater disadvantage. So last time I checked, the liquidation price on Celsius was about $14,000. So people speculated that Celsius had between $5 and $10 million in, between $5 and $10 billion in assets. But from what people are gathering, they're only really able to see about 1.3 billion when it comes to like wallets that are speculated to belong to Celsius. We also heard yesterday that Celsius hired restructuring lawyers. This is all like speculation. We've seen articles, I saw it on Twitter over and over again. Hopefully we get more answers tomorrow, but I'm not really anticipating it. And then also yesterday we heard about 3AC, which there could be some connection between them as well as Celsius and them also potentially being insolvent. So we're dealing with this just trickle down of all these situations. There's a possibility that a whale or multiple whales getting together are just going to try to crash this market. And see, they could be extremely strategic, which I think is a decent possibility. I personally think we're going under $20,000. So imagine you get a group of whales together that is able to see, okay, other big holders of Bitcoin, their liquidation price. So they could just drive the price down to that initial liquidation price, and it could just be a trickle down effect, right? We know there's a possibility that MicroStrategy could potentially start getting liquidated for partial of its position around $20,000. We know Celsius is around $14,000. Maybe there's some in between. So big whales can just get together, drive down the market, and create this trickle effect of liquidations. Shoot, that gets the price down to like, I don't know, $12,000, maybe even 10. That is definitely a possibility. So hope you enjoyed this video. I just spent a lot of time trying to gather what I've been hearing of all the possibilities of Celsius. And so that you guys don't have to spend as much time doing it, but hopefully we get some more answers tomorrow. I hope you guys can manage your expectations. Obviously this is like a really challenging time. Whether you're heavy in the crypto space, light in the crypto space, you know, a lot of people are really feeling the financial burden in a sense, and just it's a completely different climate. So if you're just feeling stressed, sometimes something simple like a walk outside, some sunshine could help a little bit. So I just really encourage you to have a positive attitude throughout all of this and learn from what's happening, because that will make you just more informed for the next time we see scenarios like this, so that you can just survive other financial downturns. So always a ton to be learned in this type of environment. But we can do two things. We could cry in the corner, or we can find different ways to earn money. Like for me, I'm looking to buy more Bitcoin. I am ready for when it goes under $20,000. I think that's a high probability. And just, we have not seen much of a price bounce off of 20. This price action off of 20 to me is extremely weak, which makes me believe that we are going lower. So that is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.